This is honestly unacceptable. Listen, it's hard out here, okay? Usually when my nails start falling off, that's when I'm like, okay, it's time to get these things filled in. I'm gonna get it filled in soon, just y'all wait. Okay, you guys, cue the intro.
Straight from the 8, I'm walking with God, I don't need a drink. The devil be talking, I don't entertain. I'm walking in faith, I'm sowing my seed, I did it in faith. I gave it to God, and he made it great. Put me in good soil and took out the snakes. Yeah.
Hey y'all, it's Brooklyn and I'm back once again with another YouTube video. So as y'all can tell from the title, I'm going to be reacting to my followers' unpopular opinions. I asked y'all on my Instagram and the community tab on YouTube to send me some of you guys' unpopular opinions, and you guys definitely came through, so I'm gonna be reacting to those today. And yeah, I thought this would be, you know, a fun video to bring back. For those of y'all who have not seen this face before, hi, my name is Brooklyn. I give you guys content that talks about faith as a believer in Jesus Christ, but not only that, I give you guys vlogs, school related content, advice videos, music, just videos that give you guys a glimpse of my life. For those of y'all who have not already, do not forget to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and turn on those post notifications so that way you guys will not miss out on any uploads. Also, do not forget to follow me on my socials, which are up here and down below as usual. So without further ado, let's get on started. Get on started. And y'all gave me some pretty good ones. I did sort of kind of skim through them, and y'all seem to have left some really good ones, so we're about to get into it right now. Joining groups and getting leader spots should be based on ability, not popularity. I 100% agree, because I feel like, first of all, it's biased when you have, you know, an organization of people who are voting for positions, and just because they're popular, they get the spot. But it's like you have people who, let's be real, are more fitted for that spot, but because they have a social status that is higher, they automatically are chosen. But it's like, are they fit for the position though? This person over here who may not be popular, but they're much better at that job than they are. So I feel like I definitely agree, because that just leaves room for bias, and it's really unfair to people who, you know, are actually working hard and who are actually passionate about the job that they want to have. Dating to marry doesn't mean you have to marry the person you date. It means you could. I feel like this does not get talked about enough, and I'm just speaking as a believer, because I feel like a lot of believers, we think that just because y'all date, it doesn't mean that, okay, who knows, maybe y'all could, you know, get to that point. There are a lot of couples who date each other and they end up marrying each other at the end, and you know, that's great. You know, I desire marriage, and I feel like marriage is a beautiful thing, but at the same time, I feel like social media low-key made us feel the first person that looks at us could be our potential husband. Just because y'all date, it doesn't necessarily mean that that could be your husband or your wife. Y'all are getting to know each other still. Y'all are still getting to see, are we compatible together? And most importantly, you know, like, is this something that God wants for the both of us? You might date 2-3 more people before you meet your husband. You know what I'm saying? That is actually a really good opinion, and I feel like it doesn't get talked about enough. Men who find a wife find a good thing, but that doesn't mean you spend all your time looking for one. First of all, I'm glad that you quoted Proverbs, because the Bible says, he that finds a wife finds a good thing, not she that goes, you know, hunting and being thirsty and looking for one. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, there are girls who do shoot their shot and it's successful. So if that's you, that's you. Like, I'm not, as for me though, I definitely say that yes, he should be looking for me and not the other way around. Definitely agree as far as like, devoting all of your time just looking for somebody, because you know, you still have so much life to live, and have career goals for yourself, set goals for yourself, still live your life, find out what God wants in your life. Don't devote your entire life trying to find her, because at this end of the day, it's cool to, you know, look, but don't devote your entire life to just that. You have so much in your life to enjoy. Apple juice over orange juice. I've never been the type to hate orange juice. I actually love orange juice and apple juice, and it's funny because when I was on tour in Europe, I drank orange juice a lot, like almost every day. So I've grown to love orange juice. Apple juice I've always loved though. I would say for me, they're kind of here now. Like, at first I was like, oh my gosh, apple juice is way better than orange juice, but now that I've grown to love orange juice, I love both equally. Let's be real, apple juice can give you a big stomach ache. Let me know if I was the only one who, my parents growing up, they would give me and my sister apple juice. They would do half water, half apple juice, so that our stomachs wouldn't hurt, especially depending on what you eat with it. Like, I was at my godmom's house and she made us spaghetti, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna drink apple juice. That was the biggest mistake I could have ever made made and my stomach was in shambles. I don't know at this point because I love apple juice and orange juice equally now. Dating for marriage is better because dating without a purpose is setting you up for a heartbreak. In a way, it doesn't get talked about enough, but at the same time, I definitely understand why this opinion is unpopular because of the society that we live in. I could talk about this all day. There are people who, first of all, don't believe in marriage, which, you know, as a believer, Lord ordained marriage. He wants us to have communion and love and covenant with the man or woman that is destined to be with us. Regardless of what the world says and regardless of what society says, marriage is still real. Marriage is still important and marriage is still a beautiful thing, regardless of what people say on social media or in society. Dating to marry implies that I want something real and I want something serious. And you have a lot of people who aren't looking for something serious. They just have, you know, these random old flings every time you see them, but it's like, are they really happy? Are they really satisfied? Most of them are not. And you have people wanting that one person to have and love on and to just be around and to show them that they love them and to have that love reciprocated back. You can't find that in multiple people. It doesn't just stop at marriage because there's so much that goes into marriage, but dating to marry is the ultimate goal. Unfortunately, you have people who don't think that's attainable. And I do blame social media and society because a lot of them show us that there aren't any good men out here. I'm definitely gonna be with somebody who has the same intentions. And that's also another thing too, like, you don't want to just be with somebody who doesn't have that same intention because I'm legit wasting my time. I want to get married to you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you and put this thing in covenant, and you don't want the same. So many people don't believe in marriage and it's sad, but listen, I still do and I will have marriage. Natural hair over weave. For me, I love hair. I love all varieties of hair, weave, protective styles, natural hair, the whole nine. Like, most people will try to be like, oh, well, weave is more of a hassle to maintain than natural hair. But baby, to tell you the truth, I feel like both are equally hard to maintain sometimes because natural hair is hard work. Before I got my hair cut, I was, you know, really trying to learn about my hair and trying to maintain it. And sometimes I would fail and then sometimes I would succeed. So it's really up to you. It's your own preference. And I'm not going to judge somebody based off their hair, but say that both can be hard to maintain depending on the style. I'm going to give both because I love both. Flirting is cheating. Ooh. Okay. In a way, yes. Okay, yes, I agree. And the reason why I say that is because now there is a difference between being polite and being flirtatious. If me and mine are out and he sees like a girl or whatever and he's just, you know, being polite as a man should be, I'm not gonna pay it no mind. But like, if he's making flirtatious comments, continuing to look at her in a attractive type of way, be weird, like that's when I'm gonna be like, okay, you're doing too much. Like, get yourself together. What's going on for real? Flirting can open the door for adulterous acts and it can open the door for things to go down in a relationship. And you gotta be careful with the whole like, he's just my brother, or for guys, oh, she's just my sister, because like stuff be going down with friends. Like, let's be real. That's why, like, I'm not saying you always have to be suspicious of people or you have to always be following your man around or on them like a hawk. No, because like, we're adults. You really have to be mature and integral whether we're together or not. Like, and the same for females too. I'm gonna be making sure that, you know, I'm not leading nobody on or misconstruing things or making it seem like it's one way. You know how things can get. I feel as though he should be doing the same thing because it just opens the door for too much. It's just better to not open that can of worms and it's just better to not go down that road. Good Christian rap is hard to find. I don't know if I agree or disagree. I understand why you say this. First of all, there's people who like don't think that Christian rap should be a thing, and that I disagree with because I feel like we can't be so boxed in as far as different styles of Christian music. You can have multiple styles of gospel or Christian music, because let's be real, not everybody is into organ, church clapping type of gospel music. Like, first of all, for me, I love it because that's what I was brought up on, but I've grown to, you know, I was introduced to Christian rap at like a very young age. I would say like elementary school-ish. Yeah, so I already knew what Christian rap was and I've always loved it. I've never had a problem with it. I will say some of it is whack. Like, let's be real. Like, not all Christian rap is good. Like, some of it is not really the best. It's not really my cup of tea, but everybody has their own preferences and their own, you know, style preferences. To completely say all of it is bad or it's not of God, like, to me, just because that may not be your cup of tea doesn't mean you have to label it as ungodly or demonic. If you do need Christian rappers to be put onto, you can definitely follow me on my Spotify, and I can link my Spotify down below so that you can check out my Christian playlist, because I do have a playlist that is mostly Christian rap, and a lot of it is pretty pretty good. Like some of my favorite artists are Lazarus, Alex John. Caleb Gordon has some good stuff out. I don't really listen to him as much as I used to, but I do listen to some of his stuff, and some of his stuff is really good, but some of it is just not my cup of tea. It's okay. I know a lot of people who love Caleb's music. Portia Love is really good. Like her rap style kind of reminds me of City Girls. Like, okay, just hear me out. She's like a Christian alternative to City Girls. Do what you will with that, but yeah, feel free to check out my playlist because I have a lot of good stuff on there too. The gospel sound has lost its flavor, especially its contemporary side these recent decades. This kind of goes back with the Christian rap thing. I feel like, first and foremost, I agree to a certain extent. A lot of people, you know, say that gospel music is not the same how it was back then. And again, it's like I disagree, but I agree. Gospel music has definitely changed. As a person who has grown up on gospel music and whose parents grew up on gospel music, it has changed. Do I think it changed for the worse? I don't know, because we have so much more artistic freedom now. Like there was artistic freedom back then, but I feel like a lot of it was shunned because it was different. Kirk Franklin, for example. Kirk is a perfect example. Having something that sounds different being turned down because it sounded different. When Stomp came out and Revolution, like you had churches who refused to play his music because it didn't sound as traditional as Mississippi Mass Choir or the Clark Sisters or whatever you want to call it. And no shade to those artists and those choirs and those groups. I love both of them. Just because something sounds different doesn't mean it always has to have a negative connotation to it. We're used to hearing organ and the drums and, you know, the choir singing and things like that. And for me, I feel like I do advocate for us bringing back church choirs because there is nothing like a good old church choir. Like it just hits so much differently. And no shade to praise teams. I know in this day and age we have more praise teams. Church choirs just hit different. We do have a lot of great gospel artists nowadays. It has changed, but I don't know if I can say it changed for the worse though. We still have a lot of good creativity and a lot of great music being made in that industry and in that field. When dudes post themselves with a stack of money, it's very unnecessary. I highly agree with this because why do y'all do that? I just never understood the purpose of flaunting how much money you have. I remember when the whole add me on Snapchat thing was really popular and you would take a picture and put add me on Snap. I legit had dudes I went to middle school with have pictures of themselves holding a stack of money or like spreading the money out. And it's like one $100 bill in the front and then the rest be ones, babe. Love my HBCU, but I definitely have the unpopular opinion that VSU is not that big compared to others. I agree. I love Virginia State down, okay? It's big state all day. Hail State, 1882, don't play with it. However, there are other schools that are bigger than we are. The first time I ever toured Virginia State, it definitely felt more bigger than how it feels to me now that I'm a student here, but it's like, it's not that big, but it's also not that small either, which was kind of one of the perks of me choosing Virginia State because I did not want to go to a super big school. Now that I am a college student, I feel like I could go to a big, actually no, I couldn't go to a big school. It would be too overwhelming for me. I take that back. It's a happy medium. So if you don't want to go somewhere super small but not super big, Virginia State definitely is that place. Historically, we are still a big state and I'm standing on that, period. Love is a choice, not just a feeling. I 100% agree. I feel like we oftentimes feel like love is those goosebumps or those butterflies that we get. Like those feelings can arise when we, you know, are with somebody that we love. That's cool. I'm not saying there's a problem with that. But at the same time, love definitely is a choice. Let's be real. Sometimes we get on each other's nerves and sometimes it is hard to love those people. But I choose to love you because you mean that much to me. He might get on my nerves, I might get on his nerves, but because we mean that much to each other, I might even bring God into it because I think this equates perfectly. The Lord chooses to love us. Let's be real. 9 times out of 10, we are very hard to love. Mess up all the time. We always fall short. God can most definitely cut us off. He chooses to love us and he chooses to take us in each and every day and he chooses to give us those mercies. Just like he chooses to love me, that should be fuel to choose to love other people because the Bible even says we love others because he first loved us. I definitely agree with that for sure. Pineapples belong on pizza. I disagree. Immediately no. I cannot stand the smell of pineapple pizza. First of all, the smell of pineapples disgusts me. I said it. I said what I said. Like my brother McKeon, he loves pineapple pizza, like from Domino's with the meat on it and all of that. It stinks. Like I just don't like the smell of it. What is so good about pineapple on pizza? Somebody let me know, please. I just could never get with it, to be completely honest. Someone said pizza and ketchup is the thebomb.com. I love ketchup and I love pizza. Putting them together, I don't think I've ever tried it. I don't remember if I've ever tried pizza and ketchup, but I feel like it's not that bad because just like you have tomato sauce, is basically 2 tomato sauces on the pizza. So I feel like it wouldn't be that bad, but if you dared me to try it, I would. Now, would I eat it like on the daily? Probably not. You know, to each their own. Listen, I'm not opposed to it. I love both. But yeah, Dreams and Nightmares is overrated. That song been too overplayed and it's long. I feel like, first of all, if you attend any HBCU, you know that song all too well. I already knew that song before coming into college. I'll be surprised. Like, I was so shocked at how so many people did not know that song before coming to their HBCU. I was like, how do y'all not know Dreams and Nightmares? Have y'all not ever been to prom? No matter how many times, like no matter where you are, if you hear it, like it's gonna hype you up. It does get overplayed a lot, but I don't really think that's much of a problem, if that makes sense. I don't know, I just never really considered it an issue, but I will say yes, they do play it everywhere and they play it at every function. It's not really something that really like got on my nerves for real. Social media has given regular non-influencer people an exaggerated false sense of importance. For example, believing that they have haters or fans when it's just followers, friends, or family, and that's okay. I kind of interpreted that as like people getting the big head when they become influencers, that they think everybody's out to get them and that everybody's a hater. And honestly, I agree. Social media does have that power to do that to people. You have to remember that, like, yes, people may not like your content, but not everybody is a hater. I personally don't call my subscribers my fans just because people say that like they don't like that word, but I never really understood why people don't like the word. I just never call my supporters that. I call y'all, you know, my subscribers, my supporters, things of that sort, but I don't really call people my fans just because it kind of sounds weird to me. Like, I ain't no celebrity or nothing. I am a regular schmegular girl who just so happens to do YouTube and to just have, you know, somewhat of a following. I'm a regular human being. Social media does make people get the big head and they make people feel like I have this platform, so, you know, I'm up here and everybody is just preying on my downfall and everybody's a hater. No, babes, like that's not it at all. Calm down. Especially if people are trying to correct you or to hold you accountable for something that you might have said or done online. You're not automatically a hater. They're just holding you accountable. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Bear with me, you guys. I have more content coming. Listen, school has just been schooling, but I'm trying to get you guys more content in the future. Make sure you guys check me out on my other socials that are up here and down below as usual. And feel free to check out more of my other unpopular opinions videos. God bless you guys. I love y'all so much and I will see you next time. Mwah! Bye!